Hey guys, welcome back to Burns' Math Club. Today we'll be learning about scientific notation. A number written in scientific notation is written as the product of two factors in the form of a times 10 to the power of x, where x is an integer and a is greater than or equal to 1, and is always less than 10. Here we have a few examples of numbers that are written in scientific notation. Our first example is 9 times 10 to the power of 4. Now, remember that scientific notation is just a simpler way to write really big numbers. For example, 9 times 10 to the power of 4 is actually 90,000. And I know that because when I write this in standard form, I would have to expand it, right? So I would multiply 9 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 because, well, 10 to the power of 4 is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Or 10 multiplied by itself 4 times. And I know that when I multiply these 4 together, I get 10,000. And when I multiply that by 9, that gives me 90,000. So as you can see, the standard form of 9 times 10 to the power of 4 is 90,000, which is actually a pretty big number. Scientific notation just gives us another way to write really big numbers in a simpler and more understandable form. Now let's go ahead and write the second example in standard form to get a better understanding of the use of scientific notation. So here we have 8.5 times 10 to the power of 7. So first we need to do 10 to the power of 7. Now instead of just writing this whole thing out, the simpler way to do this is writing 1 and then adding 7 zeros. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because 10 to the power of 7 is at the end, our product is going to have 7 zeros. Just like in 10 to the power of 4, it had 4 zeros. So 7 zeros, that would make it, 10 million. So 10 to the power of 7 is 10 million, and then if we were to multiply that by 8.5, that gives us 85 million. And that is actually a really big number as compared to 90,000, right? So, as the higher or the larger the value of the exponent is in our scientific notation, the larger the number is going to be in standard form. And in our last example, that demonstrates it really well, we have 10 to the power of 9. And when we multiply that 10 by itself 9 times, it's obviously going to have 9 zeros. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that makes this number 1 billion. And when we multiply that by 3.24, that would give us, 3 billion 240 million. And that is really big. Like, imagine if we didn't have scientific notation and when we got our product, we would have to say this whole thing as 3 billion 240 million, and I don't really think it would be fun saying it every single time. That's why we have scientific notation. So when we get our answer and it's really big, we can simply say, well, the answer is 3.24 times 10 to the power of 9, and that's it. So scientific notation is, of course, really important in math, and this video was just an overview of what scientific notation is along with this definition. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you guys next time.